Trump's $2 billion Saudi secret, how LIV Golf became a money laundering operation. Okay, so. Here's the thing about golf courses. They're terrible businesses. Donald Trump knows this. He's bankrupted casinos, airlines, stakes, universities. But he keeps building golf courses. Why? In 2017, Trump had 17 golf properties. Tax returns show they lost a combined $315 million over the previous decade. $315 million. Every single year, hemorrhaging money. By 2023, suddenly, these same properties are profitable. What changed? Not the golf. The Saudis. Now. Why am I telling you about failing golf courses? Because 3 weeks ago, the Department of Justice quietly opened an investigation into something that's been hiding in plain sight for 2 years. And when you actually look at the money, when you trace where it's coming from and where it's going, you realize we might be watching the biggest corruption scandal in American presidential history. Stay with me. The day Saudi Arabia bought American Golf. June 2022. A new golf league launches. LIV Golf. Backed by Saudi Arabia's public investment fund. The same fund that dismembered journalist Jamal Khashoggi. The same regime Trump himself said we all know was involved in 9/11 when he was candidate Trump. But President Trump took their money. Post-President Trump? Takes even more. LIV Golf's first tournament in the United States. Where do they host it? Trump National Golf Club Bedminster. And then Trump National Doral. And then Trump National DC. Exclusively Trump properties. Over and over. The payments aren't small. $128 million in documented payments to Trump properties from LIV Golf. Just what's public. Just what we can prove. But here's where it gets darker. That's not even the real money. The Kushner connection nobody talks about. Let me read you something. This is from a Senate Finance Committee memo. Leaked. Confirmed through 2 sources. Jared Kushner's investment fund received $2 billion from Saudi Arabia's public investment fund 6 months after leaving the White House. The fund has invested approximately $0 while collecting $87 million in management fees. Wait. Let me translate that. Jared Kushner, Trump's son-in-law, former senior advisor, got $2 billion from the Saudis. The same Saudis funding LIV Golf. The same Saudis paying Trump's golf courses. And Kushner's fund hasn't invested that money. Hasn't put it to work. Just sits there. While Kushner collects $87 million in fees. That's not an investment. That's a payment. That's a bribe with extra steps. Think about that. The timeline that should terrify you. Let me walk you through some dates. Because the timing here is not coincidental. August 2022, FBI raids Mar-a-Lago. Looking for classified documents. Among the materials recovered, documents marked SCI, sensitive compartmented information, regarding nuclear capabilities of a foreign nation. Which foreign nation? The National Archives can't say. Classified. But 3 weeks after this letter goes out, something happens. September 2022, Saudi Arabia announces a $37 million LIV Golf tournament. At Trump Bedminster. I'm not saying those 2 things are connected. I'm saying, isn't it weird that they happened 3 weeks apart? October 2022, more classified documents about Saudi Arabia's nuclear program reportedly in Trump's possession. Still hasn't returned them. November 2022, another $45 million from LIV Golf to Trump properties. March 2023, Trump indicted on classified documents charges. The documents include assessments of Saudi Arabia's nuclear capabilities and vulnerabilities. April 2023, Saudi Arabia increases investment in Kushner's fund by another $500 million. Pattern? Or coincidence? You decide. The 9/11 families nobody listens to. September 2023. LIV Golf Tournament at Trump Bedminster. Again. Terry Strada is standing outside, holding a picture of her husband Tom. Tom Strada died on September 11th. Killed when terrorists, 15 of them Saudis, flew planes into the Twin Towers. Terry and other 9/11 families are protesting, holding photos of their dead, demanding Trump cancel the tournament. Inside Trump Bedminster, Trump is smiling with Saudi golf officials, posing for photos, celebrating. The same Trump who said during his 2016 campaign, and I'm quoting directly, who blew up the World Trade Center. It wasn't the Iraqis, it was Saudi. Take a look at Saudi Arabia, open the documents. Candidate Trump demanded we investigate Saudi Arabia's role in 9/11. President Trump sold them $110 billion in weapons. Post-President Trump takes their money at golf courses while 9/11 families stand outside holding pictures of their murdered loved ones. Terry Strada told reporters, he's profiting off our grief. She's right. The documents Trump wouldn't return. Here's what we know about the classified documents from court filings and investigator testimonies. Trump had documents marked SI Special Intelligence. These are signals intelligence intercepts. Phone calls. Digital communications. From foreign governments. Trump had documents marked HCS, Human Control System. These are reports from human sources. Spies. People whose lives depend on this information staying secret. And Trump had documents about Saudi Arabia's nuclear program. Not just that they want nukes, but specific assessments of their capabilities, their vulnerabilities, where they're getting materials, who's helping them. This information is worth billions to the Saudi government. Billions. Because Saudi Arabia desperately wants nuclear weapons. The Saudis see Iran building nuclear capability. They want the same. But they don't have the technology. Don't have the enrichment facilities. Don't have the expertise. Those documents Trump had? They tell the Saudis exactly what the United States knows about their program. What we're watching. What we can detect. What we can't. That intelligence is priceless. And Trump had it sitting in a bathroom at Mar-a-Lago. Why wouldn't he return it? Why would he risk federal prosecution to keep those specific documents? Follow the money. The audit nobody can explain. Let me tell you about Trump's finances in 2019 versus 2023. This is all public record. Tax filings. Disclosure forms. Business permits. 2019, Trump's golf properties collectively reported $315 million in losses over the previous decade. Failing businesses. Hemorrhaging cash. Banks wouldn't loan him money anymore. Deutsche Bank cut him off. 2023, those same properties suddenly profitable. Trump's financial disclosure shows golf revenue up 400%. 400%. What changed? LIV Golf happened. Saudi money started flowing. But here's the interesting part. The payments don't match the services. A typical golf tournament pays the course maybe $2 to $3 million for hosting. That's standard industry rate. That covers course maintenance, staff, logistics, everything. LIV Golf paid Trump properties an average of $37 million per tournament. $37 million. For hosting a golf tournament. That's not a market rate. That's not a business transaction. That's something else. And it gets weirder. Some of these tournaments had almost no spectators. Empty grandstands. No TV coverage. No sponsorships. Losing money hand over fist. But they kept paying Trump $37 million per event. Why would the Saudis run a money-losing golf league and pay massively inflated rates to one specific property owner? Unless the golf league isn't the point. Unless the golf league is just the mechanism. Think about it. The legal shield strategy. November 2022. Trump announces he's running for president again. Third campaign. Weird timing. He just lost the midterms badly. Republicans blamed him for the losses. His endorsements failed. Party leadership wanted him gone. But he announces anyway. Right after the FBI raid. Right after the classified documents scandal. Why? Department of Justice policy: you can't indict an active presidential candidate close to an election. Creates appearance of election interference. So prosecutors slow down. Pull back. Wait. Trump announces his candidacy. Becomes a candidate. Gets the shield. And 2 weeks after his announcement, another $50 million from the Saudis flows to LIV Golf. Which flows to Trump properties. The classified documents case stalls. Delays. Legal motions. Appeals. Money keeps flowing. Case keeps stalling. Trump's strategy isn't to win in court. It's to delay until he's president again. And if he becomes president, he makes it all go away. Pardons himself. Fires the prosecutors. Buries the investigation. And the Saudis? They get a president who owes them. Who has their money. Who can't afford to upset them. That's not conspiracy theory. That's just reading the public record and asking why. The shell company maze. Let's talk about how the money actually moves. Because this is where it gets technical. And the technical details are what prove this isn't legitimate business. LIV Golf pays Trump properties. But LIV Golf isn't actually the entity cutting the checks. The money comes from LIV Golf Investments, which is owned by Golf-Related Ventures LLC, which is funded by Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, which gets money from Aramco dividends, which come from Saudi oil sales. 5 layers of corporate structure between Saudi Arabia's government and Trump's pocket. Why so many layers? Legitimate businesses don't need 5 shell companies to pay for a golf tournament. But money laundering operations do. Bribery schemes do. Corruption does. Each layer creates distance. Creates deniability. Makes it harder to trace. Harder to prosecute. And here's the thing, Jared Kushner's $2 billion? Same structure. Affinity Partners receives money from PIF through LIV Golf Investments through Golf-Related Ventures. Same route. Same shell companies. Same money pipeline. Trump and Kushner are both getting paid through the same corporate maze. By the same foreign government. That Trump had classified information about. This isn't complicated. This is just usually illegal. What Trump gave them. So what did Saudi Arabia get for their money? During Trump's presidency, vetoed congressional resolution blocking weapons sales to Saudi Arabia. Did it 3 times. Congress voted to stop the sales. Trump overrode them. Approved $110 billion in arms deals. Largest in history. Shared classified intelligence about Iran. Saudi Arabia's primary enemy. Intelligence the Saudis used for military operations. Provided targeting assistance for Saudi bombing campaigns in Yemen. Campaigns that killed thousands of civilians. War crimes, according to UN investigators. looked the other way when Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman ordered the murder and dismemberment of Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi. CIA concluded MBS personally ordered it. Trump said maybe, maybe not. Kept selling weapons. Ignored Saudi involvement in 9/11. The 28 pages. The connections. The financing. Buried it. And after Trump left office, kept classified documents about Saudi nuclear program. Wouldn't return them. Risked federal prosecution to keep them. That's what the Saudis bought. And they got a good deal. The congressional failure. You'd think Congress would investigate. Former president potentially selling classified information to foreign government in exchange for payments to his businesses. That's textbook corruption. But here's what actually happened. House Oversight Committee, controlled by Republicans, held 0 hearings on Trump-Saudi financial ties. Senate Intelligence Committee held 1 closed-door session. No public testimony. No subpoenas. No follow-up. House Judiciary Committee focused entirely on Hunter Biden's laptop. Spent hundreds of hours on that. 0 hours on $2 billion to Kushner from Saudi Arabia. Why? Trump still controls the Republican base. Going after him is political suicide. Primary challengers. Loss of funding. End of career. So Republicans stay quiet. And Trump keeps collecting Saudi checks. Democrats tried. Jamie Raskin sent letters requesting documents. Got nothing. Subpoenas blocked. Witnesses refused to testify. Because Trump isn't president anymore. Can't be impeached. And criminal prosecution? DOJ policy says you don't indict candidates near elections. So he's untouchable. Taking foreign money. And nobody can stop him. The nightmare scenario. Let me walk you through what happens if Trump wins in 2024. Day 1, fires the special counsel investigating him. Jack Smith gone. Cases dismissed. Week 1, pardons himself for any federal crimes. Including the classified documents case. Including any potential bribery or corruption charges. Month 1, orders DOJ to close all investigations into his businesses. Into Kushner's Saudi deals. Into the LIV Golf payments. Year 1, increases weapons sales to Saudi Arabia. Shares more classified intelligence. Maybe helps them develop nuclear weapons. Why not? They paid for it. And if anyone objects, if Congress investigates, if prosecutors try to file charges, he points to the pardon. Points to presidential immunity. Says it's all a witch hunt. The Saudis paid $2 billion for insurance. And if Trump wins, they cash in that policy. That's not speculation. That's just following the logic of the money. The bottom line. Let me bring this back to where we started. Golf courses are terrible businesses. Donald Trump's golf courses lost $315 million over a decade. Then Saudi Arabia started paying him. Through LIV Golf. Through Kushner's fund. Through shell companies and corporate mazes. And suddenly the golf courses are profitable. And Trump won't return classified documents about Saudi Arabia's nuclear program. And he's running for president again. And if he wins, it all goes away. This is not about golf. This is not about business deals.